is up, you guys? Okay, I did a video the other day about fear of judgment and how we should not be living like that. And I had multiple people kind of reach out to me and say how much they like that topic. And I think it's such an important topic, because really, to live in your alignment, to live in authenticity, and to pursue the things you're meant to pursue, you absolutely have to stop living by the rules of other people, which is what I talked about in that video. If that's of interest to you, go check that one out. But I'm going to do a part 2 on this video, because there is something that I wanted to share with you guys. And if you guys don't know who I am, it's Andy Graft, and we're talking all things living an iconic fucking life. Okay, I'm taking you guys on the car today because I just had this thought, and I'm just going to bring it to you guys right here, right now. If you are worried about the perceptions that other people have of you, opinions, what people might think, fear of upsetting or disappointing people in your life, when you think of doing the things that your heart really wants to do, this is something I want you to consider. Think of a movie, right? Everyone talks about that main character energy and be the main character. And yes, 100%, be the main character. But if you find yourself struggling to tap into that energy because those thoughts are still kind of consuming you, thoughts of, oh my God, well, like if I dress the way I want to dress, if I say the thing I want to say, if I dance and walk at the same time, what are people going to think? If I do the things that are not socially acceptable, or even just acceptable in the current environment that you're in, it's hard to step into that main character energy, right? And that might be holding you back. So think about a movie. There's obviously main characters, supporting characters, but most of the movie, I mean, if you think of like the percentage of people, are extras, complete side character, a relevant part of the storyline, a relevant part of the plot. They're the crowd in the background. They're the people walking on the street. They're the co-workers working away, you know, in that office scene. And they maybe have like one line, one word, one phrase, one interaction with the main character, and you never see them again. Okay, right? Nobody's asking what they're up to. Nobody's asking, what are they, like, what is that girl working on in the background? Or, oh my God, remember the way that girl was dressed when she walked past the camera? Absolutely nobody does that, right? So what if you decided, instead of telling yourself, like, I need to be the main character, I need to be the main character, think about this first, take it back. What if you stepped into the side character energy? The side character in everybody else's life, because that's exactly what you are. If everyone else is the main character of their story, which is facts, you are simply an extra in everyone else's story. So I was just going for a walk this morning, and I love, like, when I'm walking, I'm high vibe. I feel my best when I'm like in movement, in sunlight, listening to the vibes that I love. And I'm like dancing, like I'm like skipping, I'm like hands up, I'm listening to high vibe music. And I had this thought where I'm like, someone could be sitting, like, imagine the scene playing out, right? Like, imagine a movie, the main character's like in the house, like having a really serious conversation or whatever, and the camera is like facing out so you can see outside the window, and it's like their sidewalk right there outside their driveway, you know. And you just see this girl like walking, dancing past, like, boom, it's 0.2 seconds. 0.2 seconds, completely irrelevant part of that story, completely irrelevant part of that main character's life. And nobody asked what that girl's doing the rest of the day, because she was an extra. She was a side character. She didn't matter in that story. How fucking freeing is that? So imagine this, if you embodied this extra energy, and I don't mean that in like extra, like, you know, extra spice or whatever, like extra, you are simply an extra in the story of everybody else. Wouldn't that give you a little bit more freedom, a little bit more permission to do whatever the fuck you want? Because for me, if I'm only 0.2 seconds of relevancy at that in anybody else's story, why would I spend more than 0.2 seconds of my time, of my story, worried about what they're going to think of me? They're not thinking of you. And I know you've probably heard that, but hopefully this is like a more like full picture image to remind yourself on the daily. So if you ever find yourself worried about like, oh my God, I want to speak up in a business meeting, you know, and it's these little things. It's the little things that you need to gain confidence in. You need to prove to yourself that you can listen to those heart tugs. You can like listen to what feels authentic to you. Do the little things. Remind yourself that you can speak up in that office meeting and share your idea. The world's going to keep going. You can tell the barista that you ordered it with almond milk. You didn't order it with whole milk, and get them to change your order. You can walk up to that guy in the gym and tell him, hey, you're absolutely crushing your workout. Do you have a girlfriend? Can I get your number? Like, you can do that. All might sound like kind of scary, or things that in that specific moment you might talk yourself out of. But if you really embody this idea that you're simply a side character to all their stories, why does it matter? And the more you can do this, and the more you gain confidence in the way you can follow those heart tugs on the daily, so in those little moments, that's when you'll be able to step into this main character energy in the big moments, because you'll have confidence that, hey, on the regular, I do the things that feel authentic to me. On the regular, the little like heart tugs, even like driving to work and being like, I don't know, for some reason I just feel like I should take the long way, the scenic route, you know, and the world keeps spinning, everything is fine. You need to prove that to yourself to gain confidence in those heart tugs, because I promise you, the more that you follow the heart tugs, the more confidence you're going to build in yourself. The more confidence you have, the more confidently you approach the big things that you want to do in life. Because if you're sitting there and you are scared of what people are going to think about you, of the opinions that other people have of you, of disappointing somebody, your parents, friends, your hometown, your boss, whatever. If you're worried about somebody else and what they're going to think of you doing you, what you need to do is you need to work on self-confidence, and you need to practice doing the things that feel so authentically aligned in your heart and gut on the daily, and those are going to be the small moments. And if you're somebody out there thinking like, well, I don't really have many of those moments, like I don't know, like, yeah, you do. You're just suppressing them. You're ignoring them. You're numbing them. You're like, they're not even an option before they become an idea in your head, you know? So the more you can do that for the small things, that's when these big things come up in your heart, like, I need to get out of this toxic relationship. I need to quit this career and write this book and pursue this passion. And I need to ditch life and travel for 6 months. I feel this desire to get my health on track and be committed to fitness and hire that personal trainer. I need to try sobriety. Like, whatever these big, like, life altering heart tugs that you might have had on your heart for a while, whenever those come up, if you have zero confidence in doing the small thing, of course that's going to come up and you're going to be like, well, hell no, I can't leave this toxic relationship, because what evidence do I have from my past of me doing the things that feel aligned to me and it working out? And when you have no evidence to prove to yourself, of course it's gonna be like, that's impossible. No, I cannot do that. That's a crazy thought that my mind just had, and no, I'm gonna suppress it, ignore it, numb it, avoid it. And that's where we get years and years down the road when you're like, wait, how is this my life? I have shallow friendships, or I'm in a career that I am not, excited by. My marriage is toxic and unhealthy. My whatever it is, all these things, like that's for me the biggest motivator to do the things right now that feel authentic to me, because I don't want to get to a point down the road where I'm like, how did I make it this far without doing the things I really want to do? Anyway, so if you struggle with that main character energy, everyone's telling me be the main character. No, it's okay. Literally, come to terms with the fact that you're a fucking extra in everyone else's story. That thought might help you embody the main character energy subconsciously, because being an extra means nobody gives a fuck what you're doing. You know what I mean? And I just wanted to share that with you guys. I hope that helps. If you enjoy this topic, leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. Follow along for more videos like this. I can't wait to keep connecting with you. Oh, words are hard. I just had like a bug went down my throat, but I'm in the car. I can't wait to keep connecting with you guys and sharing these thoughts and mindsets and tips with you guys and helping you live your most iconic